to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. If you're new here, hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel. My channel, it's all about crochet. A little bit about knitting and a lot about yarn, but mostly it's about my journey through this fabulous yarny community. Returning subscribers, thanks so much for coming back, spending a little bit of your Friday with me. Phew, what a week. Happy March 1st. Guys, it's been a weird week for me, and I don't know if it's because it's like the week after vacation or I know I said it yesterday. I probably said it on Wednesday. It's been a weird week, but today, what do I got for you? I've got 3 Boggy blankets to show you. I can reveal the secret pattern that I did for Jackie at Crochet HD, and I'll show you the progress I'm making on the bag that I'm making, and it's coming out cute. It's simple. I'll have it finished this afternoon, I'm sure. I'm almost done with it. So let's start with the secret project that I was working on for my evil twin, Jackie, from Crochet HD. You all remember she made me Lynanne, the emotional support chicken that she made using her knitting machine. Well, she decided she was going to put together a crochet version of the chicken. And she sent me and a bunch of others in Zoom, she sent us the pattern to test for her. And we've had so much fun with it. So, Lynanne would like you to meet her sister. Ow, come on. Henrietta. Now, of course, this was done on the knitting machine. I crocheted this one. You guys, watch for Jackie. I'll list her channel below. Watch for when she releases this pattern, because it's so easy. So easy. This is, believe it, this is the 3rd amigurumi I've done in 2 weeks. And this took me an afternoon, mainly because I was, going. If you know how to do a double crochet and you can start in a circle, you could do this. It's so cute. These are the smallest eyes I had, so she's got pretty big eyes, and her little comb and her wattle and her little beak. I used a number 4. It was Red Heart Ombre in the color Cocoa, and it started lighter here, and when I got about here, I pulled off some of the light just to give it that little bit of a 2-tone thing like she had going on. You can do it in all one. I'm going to do one with scraps and just let it flow. A couple rows of one color, couple rows of another color, just see how it goes. I'm also going to try to do one in cotton. I have a bunch of cotton that I think would probably make a really cute chicken. So the pattern is super easy. Wait till Jackie releases it and then jump all over this. I know there are others out there that are doing knit versions and more complicated crochet versions. This is for those of you who just want to make something cute and fun and fast, because this is cute, it was fun, and it's fast, and it's not overly complicated. There aren't 17 pages of instructions on how to do it. She just tells you how to do it. So Lynanne and Henrietta is Tom's emotional support chicken. Lynanne stays with me. So they'll be off together, keeping our household from falling apart. Yeah, but anyway, so you guys, super easy, super fun. Some of the girls in Zoom were doing it with 5-weight yarn. I think there was somebody even doing it in 3-weight yarn. So yeah, it's one of those that you can do with any size yarn, any size hook. It's fun to play with, and it's more a recipe than a pattern. You know what I mean? You get the gist of it. So check out Jackie's channel when she releases her chicken pattern, because It's adorable. So totally cute. We had a blast last night on Zoom with these. It was a lot of fun. So, okay, the tote bag that I'm making for my granddaughter, Carson, is coming right along, except for the fact, and you seasoned people are going to see this, I don't mind it. I think it kind of leaves a little bit of a design element to a really plain bag. But here we go. This is the tote bag. But can you see my fault line is just going up like this? But it gives it that, sorry, I keep kicking it, but it gives it a little, I don't know, it's kind of a cute little design element when you're going up the side like that. I'm going to make it up maybe another couple of rows bigger. It's pretty big. And then put a big long handle on it. It's so plain, but this is what she asked for. She wanted a off-white cream colored tote bag. You know, she has her reasons. She didn't tell me why she wanted it in that color. So I'm going to do another round or two of the mesh, and then I'm going to put in a handle. This will be done and it'll be ready to mail out to her. You know, and all I did was, you know, the oval bottom for a couple rows and then half double crocheted up for a few rows so it's solid at the bottom, and then did, you know, the mesh up the side until it's long enough. So super easy, super basic, but this is what she asked for. So that is how far, and I'm just using this Hobby Lobby cotton on a cone. It's 100% cotton. I think the color was called Ecru, that I picked up on clearance. I mean, I got this whole cone for $3.47. Rumor is that the Hobby Lobby clearance sales for yarn will be starting soon. I guess some stores are already gearing up by doing some ahead of time dye lot clearances. I have no idea. I'm not in the know on this. I'm just telling you what I've read on some social media pages. So it'll be interesting to see, because at least at my store, the Hobby Lobby yarn is like a third of what it used to be. So I don't know that the Hobby Lobby clearance is going to be as big as an event as it used to be, because they don't have that much anymore. We'll see. I'll be interested to see what happens with our store. And I am going to take a run back out to the one in the Villages once I know that they've started. I'll see what they've got going on out there. So anyway, sidetrack, you know, ooh, shiny. That was my tote bag for my granddaughter Carson. So now that leads us into Boggy blankets. And every Friday I will show you the Boggy blankets that I am putting together. I love putting these together. And when I first started this, I was making it more complicated on myself. So this year we're doing it a little different. Last year I was putting a border on every one of them and then sewing them together. We're not doing that this year. I watched a video from Juan, the Yarn Addict. And if you don't know Juan, go check him out. He's fantastic. I'm sure all of you know Juan. Anyway, I watched a video when he was joining the squares together. And he was just doing a single crochet in the space, chain 3, single crochet in the space. And I thought, that will make this go so much faster. I can get more blankets done instead of sitting there outlining every single square. So now that means I have to go back and reorganize the squares, which is no big deal, so that I can get squares that match up. So I'll have a pile of, you know, all the squares that match up their spacing. And the blankets are flying off the hook much faster doing it this way. I literally put one together last night in about 3 hours. So this new way of doing it is gonna help me boogie through these squares this spring and summer. So stay tuned for that because I'm loving it, you guys. So this is the one I did a couple weeks ago before we went on vacation with the purples, and I just added a bigger, oops, I missed an end. Just a bigger granny square border on it. I just thought it looked good with the purple. It's just a fun blanket. And of course, where's my heart? Every blanket has a heart. And there we go. There's our heart right here. That started last year when one of my subscribers sent me a bunch of squares that had hearts on them. And I said, that's it. Every blanket that I make will have a heart on it. And then two different the same subscriber who sent me the hearts, and then another subscriber sent me little hearts to sew on. So I'm sewing them on. If I don't have a square that has the heart already in it, I'm sewing them on. So every blanket has a heart on it so that they know that it's made from love. So this is the one I made when I got back last week. So this is the next one I made. And this one's got some fun ones in it with some sunflowers and some fun things. And then, of course, you saw the heart right here in the middle. Right there's the heart. So this one's really soft. I like this one. This one I took some leftover. I had some leftover Colorama Halo, and that's with the edges, just to give it that little fuzzy feeling. I don't know. I remember my sister. She was very tactile when she was little and would rub her edges of her blankets. And I thought, you know, kids like that. They like to have that soft feel. So that's why I threw that on there. And then this is the one that I did last night. Literally threw this together last night in a couple of hours. And this one is so bright and fun, and it's really thick. These squares all came from the same person. There you can see the heart right there in the brown square. These squares all came from the same person. They held two yarns together. So it made some really thick, heavy squares. I had to dig in my stash to find some 5-weight yarn to put this together with. And I found some yarn that I was gifted because I don't have a lot of 5-weight yarn here. My friend Cheryl from Indiana, hi Cheryl, she sent me a cake of Karen Lovely layers, and it was in grays and purples, and so I threw that on to sew it together. So this is a really heavy blanket, but it's really pretty. I love how fun the colors are and how unexpected it is. So that is the last blanket that I made. So we have 3 blankets for the month of February. And like I said, my goal is 1 a week, maybe more. Okay, let me back this up a little bit. I'm sure there's some new people who are saying, okay, what is a Boggy blanket? And I'm not going to get into the huge long details of it, but it's a charity drive that we're doing with Nancy, She's Got Yarn Too, and Lynette at Charmed Grammy, and Billy the Crafty Floridian. So it's a camp here in Florida, Eustis, Florida. Go check out Nancy and Lynette and Billy's and my channel, where we deliver the blankets that we collected last year. 1,090 blankets we collected last year. And we're going to continue it. Now, don't start doing anything. Well, you could start making blankets, just you can't send them to anybody just yet. We'll start collecting again in August, but for now, just know that you need to make a blanket that's between 35 and 40 inches wide, 40 to 50 inches long. If they are bigger or smaller than that, they will take them, but the kids won't get to take them home. So if you want your blanket to be sent home with a child, you need to hit that sweet spot. A 40 by 40 square is perfect. So my blankets all fit in that parameter. They hit that 35 to 40 wide, 40 to 50 long We're hitting that pretty well by using 49 squares. So it's working out really well. So each blanket that I use has 49 squares in it. So that to say, back up a little bit even further, last year when we started all this, I said out to the YouTube world, I know how expensive it is to ship things. So my thought was, send me 2 or 3 squares and we'll put together a couple of blankets. Well, it exploded, and that's okay. Partially to blame is Laura at Bambini with her Double Duck Dare, but I probably had 5,000 squares sent to me. We're okay with that. I'm not complaining because it just means I can make more blankets for the kids. It's just taking me longer. I sent a huge box home with Lynette. I sent a huge box home with Billy, the Crafty Floridian. I sent a box to Bree. So people are helping. I am getting some elves to help me put these together. But doing this new version that I learned from Juan, I'm going to be able to boogie through these a lot faster. I'll be getting a lot more done and getting through the squares faster. So keep watching. I will show you on Fridays the blankets that I make, at least one a week, if not more. We'll see how things are going. But the goal is 1 blanket a week between now and when we deliver next year. And I don't know when we're delivering next year. We haven't gotten that far yet. We haven't started collecting them yet. But watch Nancy's channel, Lynette, Billy, for updates. We'll let you know how things are going, how the collections are going. If you want to make squares, keep in mind that I won't be collecting them until probably September. And I'm going to limit them to 20 squares per person, but I want you to do your fancy squares. I want your sunflowers. I want your smiley faces, your emojis, your paw prints, rainbow colors, a circle that you've made into a square. Shannon from Another Yarn, she's sending me a box of polar bear squares that she made last year that she didn't get in time. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to, I'm like, send them. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I did a whole blanket with some of her squares that were made with dinosaurs. That's what we're looking for. The kids gravitate to bright, fun colors and little characters. So keep that in mind when you're making your blankets. I know it's fun to pull out of your stash and make a blanket that you would like, but keep in mind who you're giving it to. You're giving it to a sick child, a child who on their daily, every day they're weighed down by the illness that they have all the time. And when they go to camp, they're looking to be fun and a kid, and they're looking for fun, bright colors. So keep that in mind when you're looking through your stash to make a fun blanket for a child. So that is Boggy Creek. So like I said, you'll see a blanket at least once a week from me on Fridays, and then we'll get into it again big time come August and September. So with that, you guys, I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. It looks like it's going to be another rainy weekend around here. So more crochet time for me, right? Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. But above all, be kind to everyone you see. And we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.